We're now joined by Betsy Belanger with St. Louis Spirit Search. Good morning, Betsy.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
So tell us a little bit about how you approach paranormal investigations.
Well, I used to approach it with the covers over my head.
Which is the way a lot of people do.
Called the safety blanket.
Exactly.
And so I knew I had to get a handle on that.
Yeah.
So I started doing a lot of research and a lot of reading and going to classes and joining groups and doing practice, doing whatever I could. And now our approach, I have a team, and is we look for paranormal activity anywhere that we can, and we try to decipher what is going on, if the spirit there is at unrest, if they have a message for the people that are there, and so forth. That's our main approach, is to go in and get the lay of the land and then go from there.
So is it mostly people calling you up because they're having issues, or do you do like research about the area and sort of seek things out?
I never seek anything out. We get calls, and actually we get calls from all over the country at different times. Matter of fact, coming up in the next few weeks, we're doing an investigation in California, of all things. We're out there, you know. We don't advertise for it, so it's just by word of mouth or by someone saying, hey, I know somebody who can help you. And we do have a website, so people visit the website and we give them a little bit of advice and so forth. So we do a tour every Monday night at the Lemp Mansion as well, and stemming from that tour, a lot of people will approach me and say, listen, I have this going on, do you think you could help me? And of course we're more than happy to try anyway.
And what percentage of the time would you say that somebody calls you out, you actually find paranormal activity going on?
I think when they have gone as far to call someone, there usually is something there. Now, it may not be as dramatic as they think it is, because they're obviously sometimes very frightened by this or unnerved by what's going on, and we're not any longer. We really are kind of calm about the whole thing. But I would say 98% of the time there is something. You know, it may not be very dramatic. It may just be very slight. But you know, and at times it can be pretty intense.
And how do you go about communicating or sussing out what's going on in a situation? Are there tools you use or methods that you use?
We don't use a lot of tools. I think they kind of get in your way. I always kind of laugh and tell people I used to be the one, whenever I was in a group, that someone would hand a tool to, or they'd hand the ELF meter, which is an EMF detector, electromagnetic field detector, and I'd hold it in my hand and I'd be looking at it and I'd go, oh, look at that, it's moving, and the light is going off, and there could be a whole parade of ghosts going by me. And I wouldn't know it because I'm so down there. So I think your senses are your best ghost hunting equipment, although we do use it on an occasion. So we go in, first of all, and we talk to the people who have asked us to come. And we kind of get a feel for what they are trying to tell us and trying to what their concerns are and so forth. We don't want to know too much information though. So then we ask if it is okay with them if we walk around by ourselves, and we do that, and we do as much investigation as we think that we need to, and then we come back to the people and we'll talk to them and then get them involved if they want to. We'll go and we'll show them what we found, we'll tell them, we'll go to the spots, you know, and say, and then at the conclusion we'll give them our advice on what we think would be the best approach to the spirit, or their best way to handle living together in a building with the spirit. Right,
because I mean, a lot of times from what I hear, there's not a lot of negativity, it's more so confusion.
It's confusion, or it's just a communication. Now, it frightens us. Probably the most frightened I've ever been in my life was with this intense communication I was receiving from a male spirit moaning at me, very loud, and I was terrified, and I just kept saying to the spirit, I'm too scared, you have to go away, I'm too scared, you have to go away, and it stopped, and I realized from that, and that was kind of a turning point for me, that I did communicate with the spirit, and he was trying to communicate with me. So that a lot of times it is just a communication that scares the living daylights out of us.
Right, exactly, because you're just not really ready to be where that is right now.
You get a tap on your shoulder, you turn around, there's nothing there. That's going to unnerve you a little bit, you know.
So generally, would you say that you see things or more so sense things, or is it a mixture, or does it just depend on the situation?
Each one of my team members is a little bit different, and we have a different approach, so we're kind of compatible, and we're able to bring the best of all of that to our investigations. But me, I am what is known as a sensitive. I also consider myself a spiritualist. We communicate with the dead. Sometimes I only do that through the senses or through the my mind's eye impression. I actually hear words. I see spirits in my mind's eye. It is more difficult for me to see an apparition, to see a spirit. I do see certain shapes, and I can identify from that and so forth. And I have seen apparitions. You know, it isn't that I can't.
Right.
My partners, on the other hand, woke up one day when they were teenagers and realized they had this incredible gift, or they would see spirits,
Right.
and it scared them a bit.
Yeah.
So when we are finally together, we were able to calm each other's fears
Yeah,
and so
sort
forth.
of.
So everybody has a little bit of different approach. Everybody has the same ability. You do, I do, everyone
was gonna say.
has the ability to see spirits, but it just is where our energy is at that particular moment, or if we're able to still our mind enough or concentrate enough to have an actual sighting or an actual communication.
Well, we're going to wrap it up and take a break, but when we come back, we're going to see some footage from this past Monday night when you guys
great.
were at the Limp Mansion.
Great.
So don't move. We will be right back.